I'll make all your criminal transgressions go away.
It's so good that the game can swap between scenes from the film, pre-rendered cutscenes,
Kill them all!
and in-game action.
Double bacon cheeseburger?
Double bacon cheeseburger, it's for a cop.
When it comes to international rally racing, they don't come any cooler than the legendary Colin McRae. For the last 15 years, the daredevil driver they call the Flying Scotsman has been taking the World Rally Championship by storm. So it's no surprise that there's only one rally game that serious gamers care about, the one tested and approved by the Speed King himself, the Colin McRae series.
Right then, when you're ready, put your foot down.
When the first Colin McRae rally hit the streets back in 1998, it was hailed by critics and gamers alike as the ultimate rally sport game.
Now then, let's see how you did.
Version 2 stepped on the gas even harder, making major advances in graphics and gameplay. The authentic handling, white-knuckle speed simulation and adrenaline-inducing sound all made for an incredibly exciting driving experience. Now it looks like Colin McRae Rally 3 is set to leave the competition behind in a cloud of dust.
Colin McRae's been a huge success worldwide. We launched it back in July 1998, and so far the product's sold over 5 million units worldwide. We're pleased to say that it's been #1 in over 20 countries, and now nearly 50 countries worldwide have been selling Colin McRae, so it's truly a worldwide success.
Colin McRae 1 and 2 have been fantastically successful, so I think people have, you know, really high expectations as to what they're expecting from Colin McRae 3.
It is a very special art, and to drive like somebody like Colin McRae, I mean, you have to be very, very special.
Born into a Scots racing family, Colin McRae sped into the world back in 1968. And at only 22 years of age, the Flying Scotsman achieved his first international victory. From then on, there was just no stopping him, and in 1995, Colin took his first world title in style.
I think Colin is now officially the greatest rally driver of all time, having won more individual rallies than anybody else.
Every great rally driver needs a great co-driver, and Colin certainly found himself one in the shape of Welshman Nicky Grist.
Our partnership started in '97. As soon as we joined up, we basically had a great partnership, and we got into winning race straight away, and I think we had won something like 5 events in our first year. So, you know, we've had a tremendous time together, and here we are, we're still going on and still winning rallies and hopefully world championships as well.
In 1999, the Flying Scotsman decided he wanted to fly at even dizzier heights, and after taking a spin in Ford's new Focus RS World Rally car, decided to join up with the motoring world's top name.
It's built up to a very successful relationship, and of course, Colin now being the most successful rally driver of all time.
So why have Colin and Nicky chosen to link up with Codemasters? Part of the secret of Codemasters' success has been down to the pioneering links it's made between the sport world's leading names and some of the most exciting sporting computer games. Titles like Jonah Lomu Rugby, Brian Lara Cricket, and Mike Tyson Heavyweight Boxing.
Codemasters.
So it was no surprise that the world's top rally drivers should choose to link up with the company to create the ultimate rally game.
Nice one.
Colin and Nicky were involved right from the beginning in the creation of the game. And as the game has developed, so has the relationship.
Colin McRae and Nicky Grist particularly take a keen interest in the game, and we're delighted that they have approval, because they're going to add things into it that we perhaps haven't seen.
I mean, I've sort of, you know, worked with Colin and Nicky, you know, at some level for over 5 years, so you know, you get to know them pretty well over that period of time.
They've got the experience of the World Championship, and it's that experience that we've brought over to the team, just giving them some idea of the lie of the land, a few of the characteristic things for each event, the state of the road surfaces, the snow, the ice.
Nicky's huge experience in the world of rallying, we've brought in to the game, and often Nicky's around the studio so that we can get him to look at the way we've represented cars and tracks, and again the handling of the car. And his role in the game has been quite central, and we're very delighted that he's part of that.
Nicky's been helping us specifically with the co-driver messages. He's actually writing pace notes for all of the stages in the game. So he's been beavering away at home, writing pace notes and then coming in and recording them.
I've made the pace notes for every single stage that you'll play on the game, then record them as they would be said, and then actually applying those notes with a counter onto the screen itself.
Long 2 left.
Colin McRae's role in the making of the game is quite central. Colin actually tests the tracks for us. He'll actually check on the physics of the car, and he'll tell us how real he thinks it is comparatively.
He's been involved in the handling characteristics and making sure that the car feels right and it's somewhere near. So you've got probably the closest thing to a World Rally car that you could get outside of a World Rally car within the game.
Codemasters. The computer modelling of Colin's renowned Ford Focus car is so authentic, it offers nothing less than a full-on simulation of the rally driving experience.
We're building cars with about 14,000 polys now, which is, compared to sort of 600 polys in the original games, is, it's 20 times more detailed. So we've been able to model the interiors, we've been able to model the drivers, all sorts of areas, brake discs, brake calipers. I mean, we've gone to lengths we could never have done before.
We can now have things like the doors opening. You can break away any of the panels and see the damage, not just the damage, but also the underpanels underneath.
We're trying to create a whole environment where the game flows a lot better. You really feel like you're part of an event. So you're starting a service area, you'll move to the first stage, you'll participate in the events at the start of that stage and then race it, and then again at the end of the stage, there'll be various events that need to happen before you move on to the next one. So it's a much more immersive experience more than anything else.
And to enhance the authenticity of the driving experience even more, the game has radically improved graphics.
Visually, all of the effects, we've got fantastic sort of dust and smoke kicking up off the tyres. We've got rain effects on the windscreen. The visual aspects of the game just look so much more impressive than anything we've been able to do previously.
Photorealism is really important. I think that's always been the aim for Colin, because Colin 3 is basically a realistic looking game. It's not stylised. We're not trying to make the cars or the graphics look arcadey or try to make them look cartoony at all. Realism's the key factor because we're trying to make the gameplay as realistic as possible. The graphics have to replicate that.
But perhaps the most important change for rally fans is that for the first time in the history of the game, you actually get to be the man himself.
The big gameplay feature, I guess, of this game is that for the first time you're actually going to drive as Colin McRae. You're going to compete in the game as him. Nicky Grista's your co-driver, part of the Ford Rally team, competing, throughout the championships.
Actually being able to take on the mantle of Colin, very few games do that. You're normally just a third person playing, driving, playing football, whatever. But to actually be Colin and sort of mimic his season and his lifestyle and the way he drives, I think is quite unique. And I think, as a games player, I think that's fascinating.
Both Colin and co-driver Nicky are fully animated and react to every movement of the car. They sway when you take the corners, pitch forward when you brake, and Nicky will grab hold of the roll cage to steady himself when you crash. And as you take control of McRae, you can see him operating the car's controls.
Until we actually can strap somebody into a simulator, you don't get the true G-forces, which obviously gives you a fair idea of the movement and what have you. But I have to say that there are certain situations, especially when you're flying over jumps, for instance, that's something that I spoke to Guy about to get the right feeling, so you feel your sort of stomach coming up into your throat. I mean, you basically do get a lot of that in the game, and I have to say that we are moving forward. We've made great steps with this game, and it's far, far closer to the real thing.
Codemasters. Colin McRae Rally 3 gives you the chance to race around the world. Keeping it real as ever, the Codemasters team travelled the globe to capture the flavour of the international courses.
We've got 8 countries in this game. We've sent people, track designers and artists out to each of the countries, basically with camcorders and with digital cameras to just absorb the country and take as much footage as they possibly can. So they've come back with reams of film and thousands of photos that we've then used to really try and build the objects and textures from.
What we've had to do to get that photorealism across is fly to all the different countries, photograph them, do research trips, which people think are quite glamorous, but actually they're not. They are quite painful. Photographing trees day in, day out is quite laborious.
Ever wondered why it seems to take an age for that long-awaited game to make its way to your console? Whether it's gameplay, graphics or sound, getting a top-of-the-range game right can be extremely time-consuming.
Games traditionally take about 18 months. We normally have some of the design done very early on, so the first phase is really sort of design, research and development for the first few months of the project. You then move into a full-blown sort of production phase where you're building all the assets you need and putting the project together. And then finally, obviously, into the latter phases where it's sort of Q&A and getting the product ready to ship.
We have to spend a lot of time, we have to spend a lot of effort to make sure that we can get those licenses, and then importantly, we have to make sure we recreate them accurately in the game, because at the end of the day, we're taking their brands like a Ford Focus, which they've spent millions and millions of pounds on developing, and it's up to us to recreate that as accurately as we can in the game. And that's what we do at Codemasters.
Codemasters.
No matter how long it takes, there comes a point in the development of any game where you have to go public. We caught up with the Codemasters team as they were working round the clock to get a demo version of Colin McRae 3 ready for the gaming world's most important event, the annual Electronic Entertainment Expo, or as it prefers to be known, E3.
We're currently 14 months into the project. We're at a stage where we have all the assets of the game in place, so we're actually bringing all those together to start for the game to take shape, if you like. So we're putting together a demo, which is basically part of that game for us to take to E3.
I'm a programmer, been here for about a year now. I've been mostly working on the AI to control the car along the track.
I'm doing like the loading stuff in the game, because in between stages we're going to have a fancy loading screen where the camera flies up from the track and zooms around a bit and then zooms back in again.
At the moment I'm trying to edit some textures of a building that's been made, which now has to be used on a night track.
Basically what I'm doing is making sure that the artwork and the stuff that the track designers are doing and the stuff that programmers are doing all comes together as one whole.
We're cutting versions almost every day now. We're cutting demo versions, testing them out, checking to see what's working, what's not working, making lists of things that we want to get working, and basically just working through as much as we possibly can over the next sort of 3 or 4 days. I'm hoping that we're going to have something towards the end of the week that we're happy with to take. I'm hoping it doesn't get into the weekend, but we'll see how things go.
Each of these guys is on sort of a flat square, basically.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I can find one that's repeated. You see here, there's this guy here is used here. But when you see it from, say, this angle, you don't really see. You see that, so you've got to sort of hide it a bit. So it's just a case of checking it, really. Just tweaking it a bit. Editing the texture, trying it in game, and then seeing how it looks. If it doesn't work, you just go back, change it. It's not not too much of a problem to change it.
Work on Colin McRae 3 is going well, and Guy and the Codemasters team look like they'll have a demo version of the game ready for E3. But why is E3 so important for games designers?
E3 is the biggest computer game show in the world now, so I mean everyone is there. It's an incredibly important showcase of products in general, so you're up against all of your contemporaries.
If you like games, you'll absolutely love E3. It's superb.
It takes about 20 minutes to half an hour to walk without stopping from one side to the other. Great parties, lots of good food, lots of good drink.
It's just so big, it's so loud. Just so many Americans walking around. there's a real vibe to it.
For Colin, it's particularly important because it's the first time we're really revealing the product to the public. We've not done any of that so far, so it's the first chance people are going to really have to really see the game and sort of get hands-on and play it.
Codemasters. As Colin McRae, you're continually asking yourself one question. Is it the end? Is it a moment of glory? Will the axle hold? Codemasters.
This is just a cut-down demo. What we've really tried to do with this is show how the championship mode's going to work. Anyway, it was a slow start first thing this morning, but it's been pretty busy since then. We've lots of demonstrations to people from all over Europe and quite a lot of Americans as well. I think the game's gone down well. Generally, everyone that's seen it has been blown away, so that's always good.
Right now, I'm here looking at Colin McRae Rally, and it's just fantastic. If you're a little bit of a masochist like me, you're going to really enjoy the damage effects to your car. I have more fun just smashing into trees and walls than I do actually racing.
Hi, my name's David Solari. I'm the US Marketing Manager for Codemasters. Colin McRae Rally's really kicking it for us. Rally's not such a big thing in America, but we've had such a great response to it.
It's been busy, I have to say. We have had to sort of encourage people to leave, shall I say. I mean, once people pick the game up and start playing it, they just get stuck in. And I mean, we've had a couple of people here sat here for an hour playing the game. It's almost 3 o'clock. We're gonna basically the show shuts at about 4, I think. We've got to take the stand down. We're out for a big sort of wrap-up meal tonight, I think. So yeah, it should be quite a fun evening. I mean, basically what happens now is we've got to go back and obviously get the game ready to ship. So we've basically got to go back and finish a whole load of stuff over the next couple of months to get it ready to go.
Colin McRae Rally, the brand, defined what rallying was all about in video games, the true grit and the true hardship and the damage and the smell of petrol in rallying. And what we've done with the next generation consoles is taken that and stretched it even further.
We've taken it right back to its roots and said, this time round, we're going to hopefully be able to do everything that we wanted to do, because the power of the consoles is so much more.
We've been able to do whatever we need to do, talk to whoever, ask whatever questions, and that's just given us a real sort of Colin's eye view as to how rallies work.
Of course, we've worked hard to try and make it as realistic as possible, and I really do feel that we've got something here which is far better than anything else on the market. I think it's a great game, and it's a great playing game, and you know, I think it's going to grow and grow and grow.
So that's the end of the third chapter in the story of Colin McRae Rally. But it's only the beginning of the story for Colin McRae and Codemasters. As gaming technology continues to advance and the profile of international rally racing keeps growing, gamers and rally fans alike have good reason to be excited about what lies ahead.
Adrenaline, yeah, you get a lot of adrenaline, especially with Colin McRae as your driver.
Colin McRae Rally 3. It's what lies ahead. Codemasters.
Double bacon.
When it comes to the big stories and events, we like to break out our big guns, and so off we sent consummate professional and hardened game fan Roy Kimber to Sony's all-singing, all-dancing, and all-mind-enhancing PlayStation experience at Earl's Court. The joint was, as they say, jumpin', and featured a massive lineup of forthcoming PS2 titles, as well as a chance to see that those diminutive Pop Plankton Blazing Squad really do exist. We know, we saw them, and we can comfortably say that they're a lot bigger in real life than what you'll see on the TV, and that in itself scared us considerably. This event was out to hit all your senses at once, or one at a time, depending on how quickly you managed to move through the massive crowds. Some found time to release the pressure of so many people by dancing their butts off. Fans of the more artistic pages of Britain's most popular tabloid may recognize this famous femme. Nice legwork, Leilani. You keep that groove going. And as for Roy, well, just well done. The PlayStation experience was so massive that it even spilled out onto the street. These guys are either hip dudes of extreme sports or scousers looking for a fight. We couldn't decide since we were too busy checking out the extreme sports that were on display. That's all very impressive, gentlemen. But please, when you're cycling around town, is it too much to ask for you to keep off the sidewalk? Konami's mighty Pro Evolution Soccer was there, in full effect and pulling in the crowds. Could it be that this is the world's greatest football game? Or was the sight of Leilani in a PES t-shirt enough to catch the interest of all those hot-blooded males? One of the cooler additions to Sony's peripheral range was the iToy. With this single camera, you can control on-screen actions just by waving your arms. This works particularly well when the game requires you to punch miniature kung fu men. And you can even wash windows without actually getting any windows clean. Is this a game or a way for kids to prove how much they hate doing their chores? Eidos's hired giantess, Jill de Jong, or rather, Lara Croft, was also out and about doing what she does best, playing with guns, jumping around, and looking extremely tall. It was no surprise to see that the latest installment in the SmackDown franchise was pulling in more people than a greased-up black hole. If it's WWE that you want, check out our special and exclusive interview with the Phenomenal Sports' very own Tori Wilson. But what did the patrons of the event think of all this Sony-based razzmatazz? Take it away, Roy.
I gotta run. We're not doing very well. Come on.
Okay, enough harassing of those poor PR ladies. What of the man on the street? Again, we say, take it away, Roy.
And we're here at the PlayStation Experience in Earls Court. We're going to find out what the play readers think of the whole thing.
Mainly the getaway, just over there.
Same as well, getaway.
Kingdom Hearts. What do you think of the show so far?
It's good. Good to go around all the games, testing out the new ones that are coming out yet.
Cool. Anything particular you've seen so far that you like?
I really like Stuntman.
Stuntman?
Yeah.
Excellent.
It's been quite good. Unfortunately, they're quite big queues.
Yeah, tell me about it. Yeah. What about any particular games you've seen that you liked so far?
Yeah, well, this game's quite good.
Auto Model Lister?
Yeah, and Time Splitters 2, definitely.
Time Splitters 2.
Yeah.
Time Splitters 2. Stuntman?
And yeah, it's quite good.
Cool.
Yeah. Tony Hawk's 4. Tony Hawk's 4.
That's amazing.
Excellent.
Lord of the Rings is good. I haven't played it though. It's always a big line.
And Burnout, that's really good.
Which one? Burnout 2?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Smackdown and Tony Hawk's.
Smackdown, you been a wrestling fan?
Yeah, I like the games, I don't like the actual show.
Fair enough, you don't need to explain yourself.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, it's a pretty good show, some good new games on the show. Shame I can't get into the 18 rated games though.
We want to play this game, it's quite good. This is from a football fan? Yeah. So you prefer this to, say, ISS or Pro Evolution?
I'd say this is better, I think. Yeah.
You reckon this is good? Yeah. So you'd be happy about that? Excellent. What about you?
I thought Time Splitters 2 was a really good game.
Your magazine rules! PlayTV, yeah!
What can you say? I think on that note, we'll finish. This is PlayTV at the PlayStation Experience in Earls Court.
So there you have it, another massive event and another in-depth study into the minds of the everyday PlayStation fan. The day was long and hard, but for us and all the visitors who survived the queues and got used to the fact that games with an 18 certificate were for over 18s only, it was a day that showed that Sony and the PlayStation 2 is destined to go from strength to strength.
Double bacon cheese.
Another day and another chance to show the world that we are not only gentlemen, but also gentlemen who like to pump the gas to the floor. The game was Infogram's Micro Machines. The task? To reenact the game in the most direct way possible by racing in go-karts at the Brands Hatch Daytona track in Acton. The track was all ready, waiting, and incredibly pink, especially for our chosen gas man, Mr. Stuart Hillary Mesham. Stu loves cars almost as much as he, well, let's just say that he's full of love for most things, and cars are up there in his top 10, right next to fat bulldogs or neckerchiefs and the smell of fresh turpentine. Unfortunately, he doesn't particularly love or even like being on time. The track staff were left waiting for what seemed like an eternity, as were the developers of the game. But as the great man always says, the party doesn't start until he gets there. So what's the rush? His opponents didn't seem to mind anyway, and were quite happy to pass their time by adorning new and colorful outfits, whilst working on some dance routines. But we had sent our own resident colorful character to compete, and hopes were high for another Play Sports success story. We take the idea of a big man in a small car extremely seriously, and so did Stu. The man was all about the race. Or at least he would be once he managed to find the other racers. Or even the track. The cream of the country's video game journalist elite were ready and waiting, but since we already had our interview time booked with the game's developers, we decided to race first and ask questions later. A quick change into some racing leathers later, and we're off. There was no honor amongst drivers in this race, but it didn't stop our man from proving that when it comes to speed, the fearless man is king. Way to go, Mr. Mesham. You fearlessly beat off the opposition until they knew they were beaten. Now to get to grips with Micro Machines developers for a good and hard Q&A session. Okay, let's start with something simple. Like, who the hell are you people?
Hi, I'm Mark, one of the programmers.
I'm Matt, I'm a games designer.
And Rick, the lead artist.
I'm Glob, I'm the senior designer. I want to be Glob, I don't want to be Sean.
Okay, boys, tell us about the game.
Micro Machines involves 8 different characters with 5 vehicles each, over 24 levels of multiplayer fun.
And what's new in the improved PS2 version of Micro Machines?
And for everybody who doesn't like or can't get to grips with driving down screen, things like that, you can now view it from behind, and you've got longer tracks with hangars in as well, so you can change vehicle mid-race.
There's also a bomb tag mode where up to 4 people can race around and try and blow each other up with a travelling bomb. And in the GP modes there's coins to collect that will open a series of 10 or 11 different bonuses and cheats that we've included in the game.
You seem to have put more characters into this version. Is this true, or are we seeing things?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, from a concept point of view, I always felt that the Micro Machines franchise, the player didn't have any empathy with the vehicles at all, so we wanted to include some characters to give the player someone to attach to, but also to give the vehicles some theme and some of the environments a theme, just to give it more of a stylistic element.
What was wrong with the other games, and how have you taken this into account?
I don't think they did anything wrong, because they were all really successful games, but I mean, on a personal level, I found some of the mechanics that the old games used frustrating, and from a design point of view, we wanted to try and distance ourselves from the old franchise anyway. But we want to keep that frantic, fun gameplay, but just simplify it a little bit and make it more straightforward, communicate more with the players, and just offer up more options.
Obviously, with the extra power of the PS2 as well, we can make it look a lot better. There's a lot more polish to the game. It's really beautiful looking.
Polish?
Polish.
Are there any elements you're particularly pleased with?
There are two things that I love about this game. One is Danger Ranger's tit-warming pants.
Pick me for truth, for justice, for adventure.
And the other is a pair of obscenely hairy legs in the barn level.
Absolutely revolting.
Alrighty then. You guys look just great. Yes, you do. Have you all come as your favourite characters?
Yeah, no, we are our favourite characters, I think, apart from Mark, who
I wanted to dress as little as possible. As we get away with.
Wanted to see him in leather trousers.
I'm Miami Mike. He's like an 80s sort of very, very cheesy, badly dressed type person.
I'm Grizzly Beard. I'm an Australian outback kind of gung-ho explorer.
Sounds northern.
Oh yeah, obviously I'm not Australian. Kind of good looking through jungles for adventure and stuff like that.
I'm Danger Ranger, who's a failed superhero stroke stuntman. He thinks he's real cool, but at the end of the day he's a complete imbecile with really high pants.
What?
Frankenstein basically doesn't say very much.
But he is allowed to drive. That's reassuring. Thanks, guys, for allowing us an insight into yourselves and your game. Do you have any final words for all the PlayTV viewers out there?
He's got a very saggy scrotum.
Double bacon cheeseburger? Double bacon.
Peter Jackson's screen adaptation of J.R.R. Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings managed to do what many thought was impossible by impressing fans of the book as well as an audience who didn't know their orcs from their elbows. The blockbuster took over $900 million worldwide, and part 2 of the trilogy, The Two Towers, will be with us on the 19th of December. Will it do as well as the first? We'll have to wait and see, but until then, we can get an idea of what it'll be like by taking a look at EA's PS2 game. Electronic Arts have done an astounding job of capturing the look and feel of Peter Jackson's Middle-earth. It's so good that the game can swap between scenes from the film, pre-rendered cutscenes,
Kill them all!
and in-game action without breaking so much as a bead of sweat.
There are too many! You must defend! All the white city! Take this creature down with speed attacks!
All the actors from the movie were available to lend their voices to the project, giving the whole experience an incredibly authentic feel.
Speed attacks will overcome this one.
It was in this moment, when all hope had faded, that Isildur, son of the king, took up his father's sword.
Destroy it! No.
I am Isildur's heir, not Isildur himself. My fate is my own. To Helm's Deep! Prego, go!
Peter Jackson actually had his own input into the game, and even suggested that EA use battle scenes from the first film as well as the second.
Ring race! Get back!
They seek the ring bearer. Stay close.
Give us the ring.
But what of the actual gameplay? Well, it's hack and slay action all the way, as you select to play as either Legolas the elf, Gimli the dwarf, or Aragorn, the guy with the stubble that got all the ladies talking. Fans of the movie certainly were disappointed with this game's content, since it features more unlockable extras than a Balrog could wave a whip at. Each character has their own fighting style and can earn experience points as they massacre their way through each of the game's lavish levels. With these points, you can buy extra moves, armor, or tougher weapons that help you cut up the hundreds of creatures that stand between you and success. The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, may not be the world's most intellectual game, to say the least, but it certainly is a title that will look great alongside your ongoing DVD collection of all the films.
Now, for the game itself to represent the film truly, we actually use the film score, as well as the voice acting is done by the actors from the film. So everything also in the game is modeled after the environments from the film, so Aragorn looks like the Aragorn from the film. All the environments, we also use blueprints that we receive from like Weta and New Line that allow us to make the levels as accurate as possible to what's in the movie. We also don't use a standard follow camera in the game. We use a lot of camera cuts, pans, and transitions, so it feels like you're actually playing the movie. So what you'll end up with when all that is combined is the full movie experience in a game.
The quest stands upon the edge of a knife. Stray but a little and it will fail.
But it would become darker still, for our fellowship was failing. I would have gone with you to the end, into the very fires of Mordor. Go, Frodo.
Run! Frodo carries the fate of us all. We must defend him.
2. There are enough for us both, Gimli.
Take down that ladder before we're all...
Double bacon cheeseburger. It's for a cop.
What the hell's that all?
Alias, faction fighters have spotted Sopot. I'm transmitting his last location.
Yes, we have him in our sights.
In a dark future, an evil dictator is in need of toppling, and you and your fellow ex-super soldiers could well be the ones to do it, with the aid of explosive weaponry and a rejigged geomod engine that allows you to blow holes in walls and entire torsos of enemy soldiers apart. Red Faction was an undeniable classic, and now we have an all-new squad AI that allows you to lead a team into combat, as well as plush new visuals and extra gore. Could this be the new king of the already crowded first-person shooter hill?
I don't have a clear firing lane. You must take out those towers. I heard they're going to use that nanocell for some new process.
The main difference with Red Faction 2 and its predecessor was the fact that you're no longer alone when you go in killing. You're part of a 6-person squad. This AI system works quite nicely. You can be going around the corner reloading your weapon, suddenly you see some soldiers, you get a bit panicked, and thanks to your heavy assault weapons guy, the person in front of you gets blown apart in a shower of blood and guts. This, again, is very much what we like in Red Faction. Lots and lots of gore, lots and lots of screaming. So whereas the first game allowed you to get into an aircraft and fly it, now you've got a pilot to do that for you. This time round, the majority of the vehicle sections involve you just using the guns. You've already got a pilot, he's doing the piloting, you're the gunner. Get used to it. I know we had to. It has to be said that Red Faction 2 does look a hell of a lot better than the original game, which was a hell of a good looking game in its own right. The new effects that have been added, like the way bullets graze off various different materials causing different types of sparks, again is welcome and looks a real treat. If you were to look at all the different elements that make up Red Faction 2, then it would be getting high scores all along the board. But to look at it as a whole package, then you just have to say that not quite as good. It's not terrible, it's just not better.
Welcome, fight fans, to the slugfest of the century. UK-based Rage Software has entered the boxing simulation ring, armed with a 25-year-old classic film license to take on the mighty Electronic Arts and the potent Codemasters for the undisputed world heavyweight title. Featuring 30 fighters including Apollo Creed, Ivan Drago, Clubber Lang, and 5 different versions of the Italian Stallion, this is going to be one showdown you're not going to forget.
In the red corner, from Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 235 pounds and wearing blue shorts with white trim, the world's #1 challenger, the Southside Slugger, Clubber Lang. And in the blue corner, wearing black shorts with yellow trim, weighing 202 pounds, from the great fighting city of Philadelphia, the Italian Stallion, Rocky Balboa!
This is easily the best boxing simulations available on the PS2. It combines all the movies and all the classic boxes. The control system is easy to pick up, high and low body punches, and there's plenty of combinations to master. There's plenty of cool hidden extras as well, including Mickey, and the Rocky statue can be selected once you've completed the game. The graphics are good, smooth, the boxes block well, there's plenty of blood and sweat. Fans of the movies are going to love this, and overall it is a good game if you like the movie or not.
Your Grace, we can't hold them off. We must disengage.
Surrender or die! Someone has stolen the Queen of Halasar's Book of the Prophets, and the lady is, quite frankly, not amused. But things are not as simple as they seem, and this is definitely not an adventure about getting back a piece of missing ancient literature while cracking skulls. Something darker is afoot. Even with real-time combat, a massive 30 locations, and more submissions than you could shake a wand at, can Summoner 2 hold up a candle to the mighty Final Fantasy series?
If this review was produced by Square, then for a start, my hair would be flowing in a very, very fine way. Every hair glowing in the sun, and not at all matted together with 3 weeks' worth of grease. My head wouldn't bob around like an absolute idiot, and I'd be talking to you in a very, very smooth and seductive way. As it is, I'm a bit more Summoner 2. And that isn't necessarily a bad thing. Maybe it is for the review, but it isn't at all for the game. Summoner 2 is a very, very acceptable adventure. The real-time combat works superbly. The story is not at all in your face and too busy worrying about why we're here and why we're wearing odd-shaped shoes, and just go straight for the old-fashioned style of you need to go and get this object, stop the world from turning into absolute bedlam. The storyline isn't ridiculous, although some of the characters do wear some very far-fetched clothing which you just have to forgive. If you want an adventure you can get into, have a good old time with without being lectured at about the morality of the universe or whatever nonsense that Square sometimes like to chuck at us, then this is definitely the game for you. Simple, effective, and quite seductive. Sounds a bit odd. It's not really seductive at all, really, but to be honest, I wouldn't mind playing it, and that says a lot for the game in itself.
You now have
Roll over, Matt Hoffman, and tell Kelly Slater the news. The king of extreme sports is back, and he's better than ever. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 promises bigger environments, crazier moves to perfect, and all your favorite skaters racing for the prize. Neversoft has done away with the timer, and so now you can skate around to your heart's content. Whether you're a top pro or a rank amateur, you'll be grinding for your life without the threat of breaking an ankle.
Fans of the extreme sports genre have been treated to a lot of average and, shall we say, downright rubbish games recently, so it's a treat to finally have the return of the king of the genre, Mr. Tony Hawk. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 takes everything we loved about the first 3 games and just makes it bigger. The environments are larger, the competitions are trickier, and to take part in are just plain crazy. This time you've got a man who's been trapped by sea lions, and you must save him before they start trying to gnash at his trousers. And you're also cleaning bird crap off the pier. For more serious gamers, there are competitions where other skaters, such as Jamie Thomas, will give you a certain amount of points you must reach. Add to this events such as skitching, which is very similar to the Back to the Future movies, where you must grab hold of a stolen car and speed your way Grand Theft Auto style through the city. As well as starring as Tony Hawk, You could also choose the Creator Skater option, which this time allows you to turn into a clown, wear girly female bags, and even wear a ridiculous snorkel for some reason. We don't know why, it just does. The environments are so much bigger this time. It's faster, the graphics are better, it's smoother, the soundtrack, as usual, is completely rocking. In fact, we'd say that Tony Hawk 4 takes everything that was good about the original 3 games and just improves upon it. In terms of extreme sports games, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 is truly the daddy. This is a winner.
No suspects spotted at security building.
Squaresoft and Disney get it together to produce what can simply be described as the most unusual action-based RPG baby that the world has ever seen. You take the role of Sora, a 14-year-old boy who is separated from his friends by a violent storm. It's not long before the little lad, who bears more than a passing resemblance to Final Fantasy X's Tidus, is met by court magician Donald, as in Duck, and Goofy, well, as in Goofy, and off they go to find Sora's friends, as well as a certain talking mouth, featuring over 100 Disney characters and locations based on famous Disney movies. Madness doesn't so much run through this game, it practically gallops.
No one would look at a Square RPG and think that the company was out to do realism to the nth degree. You look at the 9 o'clock news, look at a Square RPG, 2 separate things completely. And take Disney. You've got a 6-foot talking duck who wears a sailor outfit and just loses his mind at the smallest opportunity. And you've got a mouse, also around the 6-foot range, with a head so big it can probably control the tides. Put these 2 elements together and you've got Kingdom Hearts, possibly one of the most unusual RPGs we've ever seen. What you end up with is a Zelda-like action role-playing game, which is as slick as any of Square's previous efforts, with all the finesse that you'd expect from a Disney product. The cutscenes look astounding. The levels, again, benefit from having full backing from Disney, each one being based on a famous Disney movie. One level you're in helping Alice in Wonderland, and the next you're with Tarzan. You can even call in Dumbo as a special attack. This game doesn't make a lot of sense, as we've said before, but it is astoundingly very enjoyable. As action adventures go, this is definitely one of the best on the PS2. If you're looking for a game which is a bit different, then it's MICKEYMOUSE all the way. Square and Disney, who'd have thought it actually worked.
As you can guess from the title, this is Colin McRae's 3rd video game outing and first venture onto the PlayStation 2. Boasting fully weighted, fully damageable, and highly detailed rally cars from the current World Rally lineup, as well as awesome weather effects and ultra-realistic physics model, Colin McRae Rally 3 promotes itself as the most immersive, comprehensive rally experience ever seen on a console. It's almost a shame to keep the car in one piece.
36, right? 56.
There have been so many rally games to hit the market lately that each new one risks being lost in the crowd unless it's something very special indeed. Well, fortunately, this latest instalment in the Colin McRae Rally saga is something very special. If you're the kind of rally-obsessed techno nut that likes to tinker with absolutely every facet of the car's operation, then you're going to find yourself right at home here. About the only thing you can't mess around with is the colour of the co-driver's clipboard. Try to say that when you're drunk. Just about everything you could hope for in a rally game has been given a painstaking level of realism that puts other rally titles to shame. My only real criticism of Colin McRae Rally 3 will be that it only offers a 1 or 2 player option. If you're looking for 3 or 4 player racing, then you want to look at SCI's Rally Championship. However, That aside, Colin McRae Rally 3 is the business.
Left and right and 3 left. Into 5 left narrow.
Gadgetron's suck cannon can vacuum up multiple enemies, then fire them out as high-caliber missiles. Caution, enemies must be small enough to fit inside the barrel.
Have you ever fancied trying your hand at the job of intergalactic hero? Do you think you've got what it takes to save the galaxy from tyrannical overlords bent on destruction? If the answer to either of these questions is yes, then Sony could have the game for you. Ratchet & Clank is a stunning 3D platform adventure from the guys who brought us Spyro the Dragon. You play Ratchet, a smart-mouthed mechanic who, aided by his robotic friend Clank, must foil the machinations of an evil alien called Drek. To accomplish this, our heroes must travel from planet to planet, thwarting evil plans and helping those in need, in what has to be one of the most visually impressive platform titles to grace the PlayStation 2 so far.
This is one of those games which is all too easy to dismiss as cutesy kid stuff until you actually play it. Once you get beyond the graphics, which, by the way, are absolutely gorgeous, you get into a game which has so much depth you could drown a small whale in it. Everything about Ratchet & Clank just screams quality, in such a way that it's difficult to know where to start praising it first. The characterizations in the game are brilliant, the levels are extremely well designed, the control system has been incredibly well thought out. And as for the weapons, well, any game which contains a weapon called the suck cannon and has a thing called the Glove of Doom which fires a handful of homicidal robot dwarves at the bad guys is alright in my book. For a long time now, everyone's been saying that Nintendo is the only console that you can get decent platform adventures on. Well, that may have been true in the past, but it isn't anymore. Ratchet & Clank is, quite simply, the best platform adventure on the PlayStation 2 so far. And as far as I'm concerned, it's actually the best platform game ever. Full stop. Bottom bounce on that one, Mario.
PS2 is already well served by some great basketball games, including EA Sports' highly enjoyable NBA Street. Street Hoops from Activision works along the same lines as EA's effort and allows players to lace up their sneakers and then get down and dirty on a variety of urban courts. A healthy selection of game modes is on offer, and as you win more matches, you can purchase swanky new items from the local stores. Aside from this, it's business as usual. So does Street Hoops slam dunk the competition, or is it likely to end up standing on the sidelines?
Let's go ahead and get it started. Let's get it calculating right now. Going all out. Yeah, come on, Mark.
Street Hoops, as the title suggests, is a basketball game which takes it back to the street. All the old school shooting b-ball type of things. You know the type of nonsense you're used to it by now, surely. It's okay, the graphics are reasonably rough, there's plenty of things to do. You've got your usual selection of slam dunks, alley-oops, all that sort of tomfoolery. You'll probably know the score if you're into the game of basketball. The thing is, it's incredibly mediocre. The graphics are average, the controls aren't too hot, and the whole thing's just a little bit dull. You expect a bit more razzmatazz with this type of thing. In a nutshell, with EA's NBA Street already on the market, which is a far superior example of how this sort of thing should be done, you just can't recommend Street Hoops. With that said, the one thing we did like about the game was the fact that Activision have spelt hoops with an S rather than a Z, and for that, we shall lay off this one a little bit. Okay, bye.
Is good. Have you seen him get the ball and not score?
Anyone who's a fan of big men in tights throwing each other around will know that making wrestling games is a license to print money. You can bang out any old rubbish and most fans will buy it regardless. Thankfully, THQ isn't the kind of publisher to do that, which is why it's come up with SmackDown, Shut Your Mouth, probably the best wrestling game on the PlayStation 2 to date. We can certainly smell what it's cooking.
SmackDown Shut Your Mouth, it's the newest of the wrestling games. Obviously there's a bit of a glut of them at the moment. There's new ones on the Xbox and the GameCube as well. But to be honest, THQ have really done a good job with this one, whereas WrestleMania and Raw on the Xbox and GameCube probably aren't quite as good as they should be. SmackDown Shut Your Mouth manages to include everything that the consummate fan would want from a wrestling game. It's got tons and tons of wrestlers. Quite up-to-date storylines. They've done quite well managing to keep up-to-date as well as they have. It's got a whole career mode, which is what was sorely lacking from the last game. Loads of options, loads of match styles. It's just everything you could possibly want. If you're a fan, you have to go and get it. But you'd probably buy it anyway. But if you're not a fan, this is still worth a look. They've definitely managed to get the gameplay just right. It's not quite so arcadey, but it's still not really slow like some of the other wrestling games that exist. So if you're looking for a wrestling game, this is probably the one for you.
From the pen of Japanese cult animator Yoshiro Naito comes Gungrave, a game about a man called Grave and his two blazing guns. Mobster boss Big Daddy is causing a bit of bother in a bid to carve up the world for some unknown evil aim. But who is really behind the uprising, and can Grave, a dead assassin, and his schoolgirl aide really save the day? Stylish violence and Japanese imagination combine in one of the most unique shoot-'em-ups around. But can non-stop blasting really cut it with a modern games player?
In terms of graphics and style, this game is one of the most accomplished on the PS2 at the moment. The anime look and the cel shading give you a quality cartoon feel to the action, even though it is absolute non-stop violence from start to finish. What you do get with Gungrave are some superb cutscenes. The in-game movies between the action have all been created by the top animation director Yoshiro Naito, who has been making cult television and films for years now, and they're widely regarded as some of the best in the world. And these movies here are some of the best he's done. There are some depths to the gameplay, even though most generally just involves shooting anyone in sight. It's the way you kill people and how stylistically you manage to put them out of their misery is where the game actually makes some headway. While it lasts, it's pretty good fun. The rest of us, mind, who want to look for some more depth to our gameplay, as in Metal Gear Solid 2, Devil May Cry, may find that there's just not enough in here to actually warrant the 40 quid. After all, it's going to take you about an hour to finish it on your first go. That's not good value for us.
You know how fast you were going?
We're not like the two dumbest guys in the world.
Right, let's do the business then.
Watch and learn something. You move when I tell you to move. We'll wait till they've locked the door. Get up and go.
Eyebrows! Make the boy listen!
Johnson, you bastard!
Dad!
We're not like the two dumbest guys in the world to you. Do we look like the two dumbest guys in the world to you?
But when it comes to enforcing the rules...
We keep up these low numbers, we're gonna get the big, ugly axe.
Do we look like the two dumbest guys in the world to you?
Left, right, up. Left, right, up. Nice balls, Des. Shoot, shoot, left, shoot, shoot, shoot.
早く助けてくれ。
よけろよ、うらら。そや、そや。あ、おう。
マイケル局長!
Get out of here, Yulala. This is a trap.
警備メカを緊急起動します。ダイナマイト OK。
Do we look like the two dumbest guys in the world to you?
All right.
We're not like the two dumbest guys in the world. We're not like the two dumbest guys in the world. We're not like the two dumbest guys in the world. Sports Revolution. We're not like the two dumbest guys in the world.
3, 2, 1, go! Go for it! Hey, that's the lift area. Don't you have any manners? You're coming up to a steep drop. Got it! Go, go, go! You're currently in second. There's a big hole! That's what I call a crowd pleaser.
Do we look like the two dumbest guys in the world to you?
But when it comes...
These two characters have a bit of character conflict, and as a result, we have
I'm the gamer. Tony's also quite a gamer, actually.
I like playing games too, yeah.
You know, I first got an Atari 2600 system when I was a kid. That's like the classic home video game console.
I have some video games in my house. Miss Pac-Man, Kiss Pinball, Asteroids, Galaga, and Mario Brothers.
The full stand-up.
The full arcade size one.
Right now I play Rainbow Six and Rogue Spear, which is a game where I get to kill people. Tony Hawk Pro Skater is really fun, where I'm more of a creative game.
Great thing about being in a rock band is that they send you all these games for free. So I think I have a PlayStation 2 in every single room in my house at this point. I need one for the bathroom.
The Sierra people came to us and they proposed that we put some of our songs in this game.
3 songs from our Rocksteady record are going to be in the Malice game: Platinum Blonde Life, In My Head, and Detective. So it's kind of like people get to see maybe a different side of No Doubt, would you say?
I think it's really cool for people to be able to like hear some of those songs in this game, especially if it's the first time they ever are getting into a band or something like that. They can discover us there.
If you look at movies really carefully, or video games these days, the soundtrack often really helps to underscore the storyline or the emotional side of what's happening. Video games have gotten to that point where there's a certain excitement that comes from the music, and I think that those 3 songs are excellent choices to reflect that from Malice.
Kind of evolved into well, maybe you guys can kind of be in the game and do the voice, and that seemed kind of exciting.
If only this still worked, we'd be out of here.
Okay, so the next part I'll do 2 lines.
I actually have a little bit of experience with the voiceovers, and so I don't think it's going to be very difficult.
If we just wait for the crows, then death. Yeah.
That's a hard word.
Let's just give it a... Gotta find the cog to get that keep it...
It's like that's like a tongue twister.
I think Malice and Glenn are both kind of badass. You know what I mean? There's an assertive kind of empowered nature to what the way they approach what they're doing. You rocking the stage, Malice rocking the game.
We did that festival the other day, and it was it felt so good to be me up there. If I could compare the 2, she's in there, she's fighting all these things. And not to get too serious about it, but you asked if there's any similarities. Does that make sense?
You both fight evil. And you both
do?
fight crime. Yeah.
I was gonna say it's kind of feminine, a certain feminine.
Did you say pussy power?
Close my eyes and maybe it will go away.
these two characters have a bit of character conflict.
I never played Summoner, but I did play Red Faction. And my favorite part in that game is the moment where Hendrix and Parker meet face to face for the very first time.
My last job was in automotive. We sold discount parts for German and Japanese manufacturers.
I used to be a freelance designer of elevator restrictor systems.
I needed a change. I needed to pursue my dreams.
I think that moment spoke to me because our relationships are mediated and digitized through cell phones and email and internet. There's no intimacy, there's no connection.
The Sumner guys did this comedy routine where they were playing a fantasy role-playing game.
It really cracked a lot of people up.
Now, you might not be familiar with restrictors because they work only when there's an emergency.
Yes, I was supposed to play the role of Dr. Capek in the original Red Faction, but the gentleman playing Iago suffered a cerebral aneurysm and needed surgery. So I ended up on Summoner instead.
An elevator restrictor keeps people inside the elevator when it breaks down, so they don't open the door, fall out, and die.
So, when I got hired to play the part of Morbizon, I was thrilled. You know, like it was my turn to make people laugh now. But it didn't happen.
The man made a full recovery, by the way. God bless him, but now I'm stuck in this dead-end role.
So I got on the bus, went out to Illinois, and knocked on the door of Volition Incorporated and said, "Here I am."
They were like, well, if we can't be funny like the first one, we're not even gonna try.
In Red Faction, there's this real sense of communion, and I don't think video games do that often enough.
Now, Brian Farrell, he's the head honcho over there at THQ. He promised me a good part in Red Faction 2.
The first lesson I learned in my own recovery is that you don't give up. You take it one day at a time, and you don't give up.
A villain with a bazooka and some sharp knives. Yes, we'll see. I'm not holding my breath.
Now, don't get me wrong, elevators are very safe, but you want to have systems in place that will keep people from getting hurt.
I paid my dues. I plunged toilets and washed dishes and made coffee. Because these people are basically mama's boys who can't do a bloody thing for themselves.
I can only hope that Summoner 2 will speak to people in the same way.
These two characters, a bit of character conflict.
PlayTV got together with Insomniac, the developers behind Ratchet & Clank, in order to get the inside word on this soon-to-be classic platform adventure.
Ratchet & Clank is a science fiction game, and Ratchet is the main character, and he lives on this faraway planet, and he dreams of one day building a rocket ship and exploring different worlds. Clank is a robot who was created in a factory on the other side of the galaxy. So the two of them come together, two very different characters, each with their own personality quirks. Ratchet's more of this thrill seeker, kind of follows his gut instinct, very impulsive. Clank tends to be more driven by order and conservative. So these two characters are a bit of character conflict, and as a result we have a very compelling story that has a story arc and character growth. Basically, the two characters find these infobots, and so those infobots are found in a non-linear order, and they give little bits of the story away. So a combination of those infobots as well as the level-to-level movies creates the overall story. But basically the story is linear in a chronological sense. The game has a lot of replayability. Players can go back to mine and get lots of money so that they can buy the more expensive and more powerful weapons. We also have a lot of secret areas where you can find these mysterious gold bolts, which you can actually use later. But I can't really give you too much away about that. Over an hour's worth of animation was done. That was all internal, and also the story writing. So our animation team, Oliver Wade, Dave Gerton, and John Lawley, along with Ted Price, all focused primarily on the story. And they put a lot of effort into making little jokes and comic bits. So I'm very happy with how it turned out. in designing any game, you have the story, you have the gameplay, and the technology. And so all three of those started to progress at about the same time. And we made sure that everything was tied together. And because that was the main focus for this game, was to make sure that everything that Ratchet and Clank do, there's a reason for it. You know, it's not just some abstract gameplay that we just kind of shoehorned in. And every single mission that they need to do is based out of the story. These two characters have a bit of character
PlayTV's Darren Herridge caught up with WWE's own Tori Wilson at ECTS for the lowdown on what it's like to be Tori Wilson.
I pretty much got into wrestling by accident. I never even really watched or even knew what wrestling was until right before I got into it.
Okay.
So, but I'm a huge fan now. No, I definitely wrestle more now. I think in the 2.5, 3 years that I was in WCW, I wrestled maybe 3 times. I had a brief stint training with them, but it didn't really work that well. Women in WWE are definitely asked to wrestle a lot more. I wrestle 4 days a week, train in the ring 4 days a week before my matches, and it's a lot more fun actually. I like being more involved, and it's cool to be able to aspire to get better at something like that, you know. When I first came into WWE, a lot of my matches were not very good, but I mean they still aren't, you know, as good as I want them to be. But in the last few months, I've definitely felt that I've taken a step up and started learning a lot more. I think they realized that women wrestling is gaining momentum and popularity. Trish Stratus having the belt, she's another person that she came in a lot like I did a lot of fitness modeling, wasn't really expected to do a lot of wrestling in the ring, and really showed that she can wrestle too. And I think it's helped all of us girls. My proudest moment lately, I've had quite a few proud moments on the non-televised shows. I work in the States having matches, and I've gotten a lot better. And just when some of the other wrestlers tell me that they think I'm doing a good job and they can tell that I've improved a lot, that to me is like gold, because they have been doing this for so long and are so good, and to have their approval, you know, really means a lot. And I'm always very proud of the fact that the Dudley Boys put me through a table from way up on the top rope, because if you told me to do that now even, I don't know if I'd do it. I'd do it if I had to, but I mean, I'm scared of heights, and that was really scary, so I'm really proud of that. It hasn't been easy to becoming a wrestler. I did compete in fitness competitions, so I am a little more athletic, and I think if I wasn't into athletics before, it would be probably a lot harder. But I think it's still hard for women in this business, because women aren't used to being aggressive and smacking other people around. So it's very hard for me. I'm still learning to try to be more comfortable with all of that. long-term goal pretty much is to make a mark in this business. I just want to be remembered, and who knows how long that will take, but I mean the shelf life for women in this business isn't very long, so I'd say a good 5 more years or so. Hopefully I can put in and really make a mark so people remember me. I'm not very good at it, but it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool to see everybody's moves on there and how like real they look.
These two characters have a bit of character conflict.
If you can't remember this yellow ghost-dodging hero, then chances are you've probably been popping too many power pills yourself. Coming out in 1979, a period when the video game industry was obsessed with Space Invaders clones, Pac-Man, or Puck-Man as it was known in its native Japan, tore up the rulebook and delivered a totally new and unique gaming experience. The title's simplistic structure meant that virtually anybody could get to grips with the action. Using just a 4-way joystick, the player's task was to guide the eponymous hero around a single-screen maze and gobble up all the dots and power pills on the screen. Of course, it wasn't quite as easy as that. You see, making your task tougher were the ghosts patrolling the maze, who could kill Pac-Man on touch. Fortunately, by gobbling up a power pill, of which there were 4 in each maze, the Paxter could temporarily turn the tables on his enemies and eat them up. If you were quick enough, you could rack up huge point bonuses for chomping up all the ghosts. Special items such as strawberries, cherries, and grapes would also appear at certain times. Collecting these further boosted your score. The game proved to be a global success and spawned a variety of sequels and spin-offs, including Ms. Pac-Man, a variant of the original, and the side-scrolling Pac-Land, in which Pac-Man himself had sprouted arms and legs. Even today, the yellow pill-popping hero remains one of the most recognizable video game characters in the industry. His latest adventure, Pac-Man World 2, is available for the PS2 right now and blends together a fairly likable mix of platforming and puzzle-solving action. Personally, though, we'll stick with the original, which ranks as one of the greatest games of all time. His opponents didn't seem to mind anyway, and
I'll be with you guys in a minute.
I noticed you got 3 X's on your neck. That's appropriate since you're looking at 3 strikes. Grand Theft Auto, reckless endangerment, and that little bridge stunt of yours. But if you do what I want, I'll make all your criminal transgressions go away. You get the chance to pay back Uncle Sam for all the freedom you enjoy.
Well, I like this.
Vin Diesel is a new breed of secret agent.
I wish I had a video camera. This is gonna be one hell of a trick.
Vin Diesel is Triple X.
The things I'm gonna do for my country.
his opponents didn't seem to mind anyway.
I love you.
FBI, get down!
What the hell is going on?
They were accusing me of something that I did not do.
I'm an attorney.
What is my husband being accused of? Murder?
Yes, if convicted, he'll get the death penalty. You were saying that you were framed by Brigadier General Marks? He was Colonel Bill Marks back then.
Are you Charles W. Grimes?
What do you want?
The military has set up my husband.
We had 7 eyewitness statements, all IDing Chapman as the shooter.
Only 2 of these witnesses for the prosecution are on their list. And what happened to the other 5?
Witnesses were murdered.
He's trying to scare us. Baby, you don't know how these people work.
Find out where your husband was on January 20th, 1997. Look it up, Claire. It's important.
You don't believe me, do you?
I teach techniques to beat a polygraph. That way, when they lie, they're not really lying.
How do I know who you are?
Claire, you're the only one who knows who I am.
Caution might be the order of the day for you.
I am not afraid of you.
You don't care about the truth.
What are you working on?
Haven't you noticed that you've been unlucky lately?
Ashley Judd. Morgan Freeman.
I've already survived you once. The real question is, will you survive me?
His opponents didn't seem to mind anyway.
Can I please see your license and register?
Is there maybe something you would like me to do to you?
Yeah.
They patrol our highways.
Do we look like the 2 dumbest guys in the world to you?
But when it comes to enforcing the rules,
Keep up these low numbers, we're gonna get the big, ugly axe.
Little bust heads in the highway.
The goddamn local cops, that's who.
they're not the only force on the road.
Another highway cop? What are you guys, multiplying?
Now, the battle is on. Because protecting the peace,
That's my car. That's my girl.
maintaining justice, and serving the public
You know how fast you were going?
65?
63.
is what they do best.
Isn't the speed limit 65?
Yeah, it is.
Freaking out, man.
Double bacon cheeseburger?
Double bacon cheeseburger, it's for a cop.
What the hell's that all about? You gonna spin it now?
No, I was just telling him that's what makes it good. Don't spit in that cop's burger.
This year, they're coming to your town. And they're taking the law into their own hands.
How about we pop a couple Viagra and issue tickets with raging mega huge boners? That look like spit to you? Yeah. You son of a bitch!
Super Troopers.
They're coming back, man!
Pull the vehicle over!
I'm already pulled over. I'm already pulled over.
Pull over farther, man!
Sir, I'm already pulled over.
He's already pulled over! He can't pull over any farther!
His opponents didn't seem to mind anyway, and
New from the makers of Action Replay 2 comes the most powerful cheat cartridge the world has ever seen. Action Replay 2 version 2. Action Replay 2 V2 is the all-in-one gaming solution for PlayStation 2. Action Replay is crammed full of incredible features to enhance your gaming, including thousands of PS2 codes, a powerful movie player that allows you to play DVD movies from any region on your PS2, a sophisticated memory card manager designed to give you full control of your PS2 game saves, an incredible user interface, a bonus CD packed with over 12,000 cheats for PlayStation 1 games, and support for a new range of exciting add-ons to help you get the most out of your gaming. All these fantastic features make AR2 V2 the most powerful cheat cartridge ever. No more complex button combinations. Simply choose your game from Action Replay 2's on-screen menu, select the cheat codes you need, then load up your game and take total control of the action. Infinite health, unlimited ammo, extra vehicles and secret characters. They're all just a button press away. Action Replay 2's CD comes with thousands of codes for virtually every PlayStation 2 game, with the storage capacity for thousands more. AR2V2 can easily be updated with new codes, so it's never out of date. Daytel's hard-working code creators work round the clock to bring you new codes for the latest PS2 games as soon as they're released. Visit www.codejunkies.com, the 100% official one-stop source for Action Replay 2 codes. Or call the Code Junkies hotline. Lines are open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Alternatively, get your hands on PSI2 magazine every month, where you'll find the biggest selection of Action Replay 2 codes in print. Action Replay 2 V2 is the essential gaming device. Prepare to unleash the power. Action Replay 2 is available from all good video gaming retailers, or order online from www.codejunkies.com. DVD Advantage is the ultimate movie solution for PlayStation 2. So, what's in the box? A DVD remote controller to control DVD movies through your PS2 without the need for a joypad. DVD Region X, the powerful software solution that enables you to view DVD movies from any region of the world on your European console, with no hardware modification required. Plus an RGB SCART cable to optimize the reproduction of your games and movies on screen. DVD Advantage is the total entertainment enhancer. DVD Advantage is available now from all good video gaming retailers, or order online from www.codejunkies.com.
Get creative with Export, the total game save system from Daytel. Export lets you exchange PlayStation 2 game saves via the internet. Now you can prove you're the best gamer by sharing your game saves with the whole world. Swap replays from Gran Turismo. Trade levels you created in Time Splitters. Share team rosters, new skate parks and more. Or why not leave it to the experts? Visit www.codejunkies.com and you can download exclusive Export game saves specially created by the team that brought you Action Replay, the world's best-selling cheat system. Each week, the coolest game saves for the latest games are uploaded for your gaming pleasure. Download bonus cars in Stuntman, access bonus levels in Spider-Man, or open all characters and theatre mode in Tekken 4. These custom-built saves are packed with game-busting cheats, allowing you to unlock all levels, all characters, all vehicles and lots more. Export is a breeze to use. All you need is a PlayStation 2 and an internet-enabled PC. What's more, Export is also the ideal companion for Action Replay, allowing you to download the latest PlayStation 2 codes direct to your Action Replay via an internet-enabled PC. Using Export, you can even email your favourite Action Replay codes to your friends. Export, the total game save solution. Export is available now from all good video game retailers, or order online at www.codejunkies.com.
Buy the new limited edition version of the UK's best-selling cheat system and you get a PlayStation 2 8MB memory card for just £39.99. You can own the all-singing, all-dancing Action Replay 2 V2. Plus Daytel's new 8MB memory card, which would cost you £19.99 on its own. Action Replay 2 V2 includes loads of totally unauthorized cheats for nearly every PlayStation 2 game and can be updated with new cheats for the latest games. Action Replay 2 V2 also turns your PlayStation 2 into a multi-region DVD player with a fully functional built-in version of DVD Region X worth £19.99. And if that isn't enough, you also get a bonus disc containing thousands of PS1 codes. The limited edition Action Replay 2 V2 memory card features 8MB of true uncompressed memory and is ideal for storing your game saves. Using Action Replay 2 V2's Memory Manager feature, you can shrink the size of your game saves to free up more space. Action Replay 2 V2 is fantastic value for money, so make sure you get your copy today. It's available at all good game stores or order online from www.codejunkies.com. Mega Memory 16 is a massive 16 megabyte memory card for PlayStation 2. That's twice the capacity of a regular 8 megabyte memory card for the same price. When used with the bundled software, Mega Memory 16's capacity increases fivefold to a massive 80 megabytes. Mega Memory 16 is available now from all good gaming outlets, including HMV, Virgin and WH Smith.
His opponents didn't seem to mind anyway, and were quite happy to pass their time by adorning new and colorful outfits, whilst working on some dance routines.
They said it's the music. It's the music. It gets down in you, it washes over you and beats upon your blood. They said it's the music. It's the music. They said it's the music. It's the music. It's the music.
His opponents didn't seem to mind anyway, and were quite happy to pass their time by...
Prepare for battle.
to mind anyway, and were quite happy to pass their time by adorning new and colorful outfits. Whilst
Who's gonna make it?
Vin Diesel is a new breed of secret agent.
I wish I had